Hey guys, it's George with Diamondyard Sportscards. I'm here coming at you with another video. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, first of all, Hobbypalooza. I'm going to be wanting to basically let you guys know I'm going to be doing a PSA set registry discussion. With Mike Baseball Collector, with Canadian Cards Mike, and with Bart PSA Guy coming up on, I believe it's Saturday at noon, 3 o'clock Eastern. So tune into that if you'd like. And based on that, I want to do a little showcase of my Hank Aaron cards. Now, a lot of you guys who watch my channel know that I PC Hank Aaron. I'll buy doubles of Hank Aaron. I have a lot of admiration for Hank, and wanted to kind of go over my PSA set registry. I'm not a huge PSA set registry guy, but I do try on certain players. Hank is one of them, so here we go. Let's look at some cards. So guys, what we have right here are two of Hank's greatest teammates there, Mr. Warren Spahn and Eddie Matthews. Regarding Hank Aaron, my Hank collection dates back to the early 80s. These are not cards that I just picked up recently. The last one I picked up was last year. But this is probably among one of the first cards I ever picked up. Was a 58 Hank All-Star card many years ago. Now I got it graded. I picked this up probably in like 1985. Just held on to it. This is not part of the basic registry, this All-Star card or any of the All-Star cards, but it's a nice Hank. And my first one, this was a 1960 Hank that I had picked up way back then as well. And it's a 4, but I have had it for goodness now again since for like 35 years in the collection. So let's go backward. We're going to start. Some of them are in the registry, some of them are not. The first one I want to show you is a 1976 Hank Aaron Hostess. It's a Gem Mint 10. It's a nice card. I picked it up a long time ago. I don't know, these don't come up very often for auction, but they are pretty nice, and hand cut, so kind of difficult card. This is also not part of the registry. It is a 74 Hank Highlights in a PSA 7.5. The 75 card that goes is, I think it's number 660, and that is one of the cards that is not in the registry, this one, but the other one is. I don't have a 74. This one goes in the registry. It's a Hank in an 8.5, 73 tops. I went through a stage where I started buying up a lot of stars in 72 and 73 and getting them in the high grade that I could, and back then that was 8.5. Some of them I resubbed and got bumps, but 8.5 is a solid grade. Beautiful card. One of the rare cards where he's in the field. 72. This is the last one I picked up. It was last year, and it was a PSA 8. I think I did a video on it a while back. Love the design of the 72 cards. One of my favorite sets. So Hank in PSA 8. I tried to get high grades as I could over the years, but sometimes I was looking for an 8.5 on this one, but they come across very rarely. This is one of the first PSA cards I ever bought way back when I got back into collecting in about 2006. 71 Hank. They moved from Milwaukee to the launching pad at Fulton County Stadium in 1966, and that's when Hank really started to hit more home runs, or continue to hit home runs. Here's 1970 Hank. It's a nice 8.5. Kind of a strange card. I held off for a long time buying this card, but eventually caved in. Still, it's a nice Hank. Back looks great. Henry Louis Aaron. Just amazing the amount of home runs. All-time leader in total bases. And then I go back. I don't have a 1969, but I have a 68. And again, this was one of the first cards when I got back into the hobby that I bought. The centering isn't perfect on it, but it kind of reminds me about when I got back into it. And then 68 also does All-Star card. This is not part of the registry, but still a very nice card. Sporting News All-Stars with the burlap. And they create a puzzle. Lots of cool All-Stars here, whether it's Carew or Yaz or Clemente. Neat All-Star set. 67 Hank, one of my favorite Hank Aaron cards. Just a nice color, real tough with the borders. I mean, you can see on the back the centering is off, as it often is on these cards. But still a nice Hank. And a tough set. They get tougher. Certain issues are tougher than others. This is one that is very tough. It's just the 66 top set. Just the way the borders are, it's just real tough to get high grades on these and get them centered. Centering is the key, I think. But this is a PSA 7. This was the year they moved to the launching pad at Fulton County Stadium. I guess at the time it was the highest elevation of any ballpark. And would be the highest elevation of any ballpark until Coors Field in 1993. So, and then here is 65 Hank, and a 7.5. Love the excuse me, the pennant there, and the blue back. Most valuable player in 1957. I believe Hank Aaron would finish in the top 3 in MVP voting 8 times, to give you an example or an insight into his greatness. 64 Hank. I will pick up copies of duplicates of these cards if I can. Don't have duplicates of an 8, but love the green, or the orange back here of this card and all the cards from the 64 set. So we will put that here. One of the tougher issues as well is 63. 63 Aaron in an 8. Tough issue. Centering is difficult. This is a very old grade 3 or old grade 8. Presents really nicely. From 63. We'll move 67 out of the way. 61. Underrated set. One of the only Hank Aaron throwing poses. Centering's tough on this as well. And then I've got a leaders card, and he had not only leaders, but home run leaders here with Eddie Matthews, Ken Boyer, and Ernie Banks, Mr. Cobb. Also in 61, they had the MVPs of previous years. This is not in the registry, but it is a nice card of Hank. 61 Topps MVP card, recollecting his 57 season when he won the MVP. 57, 58, they would play the Yankees in the World Series, and I think Hank would prove that he was here to stay. They would win the 57 series, and they lose the 58 series. Very cool autograph here, on-card auto. Hard to find. I think there's about 17 of these 1960 cards autographed by Aaron. One of my favorite cards, as I've stated before. Then we have the base card, 68. Try to get some better light on this. And then there's the All-Star card, not part of the registry, but I couldn't resist. I found this in 8.5. Boy, this is like 4 years ago on auction, and it was like there aren't any 10s of this card, so at least at the time, I don't believe there are now either. Henry Aaron, again talking about second in the National League batting crown last season. The 1959 season, he would put up big numbers. He would put up 40 or 400 total bases. This is a card I have 2 cards in here from when I was a kid, and that I've kept and got graded, and they're more expensive cards. This is one of them. I bought this at a card shop back, I don't know when this was, maybe, again, like 1980, 85, 86. Held on to it. I just thought, man, this card's really nice. Got it graded. I even submitted it for a resubmission, but it's an 8, and I'll take that all day. 58. Really like the green on this set. The backgrounds of this, like the maze, it's got a real nice blue background. This is an old grade 5. There is a yellow name variation. I think Baseball Collector has that. But still a nice Hank here in a 5. 57. This is the reverse negative, as many of you know. The reverse negative here is, he's not left-handed, obviously. He's right-handed. They never corrected that. but still makes for a great card. Nice wool jersey there of the Braves. In the home stretch here, 56 in a 6. That's Willie Mays right there, as many of you guys know. They have used him instead of Aaron on this card. This would be the same picture that they would use on Aaron's 55 card. This is a white back. They have white back and gray back variations of the 56 set. And here's a 55 in a 5.5. Nice card. Wish I could get a higher grade, but these things have gone way up. And so I'm going to be content here with a 5.5. Nice back, pretty white, not a whole lot of yellowing. And the last card I have from my childhood is probably one of my best baseball cards in my collection, and it's a Rookie Hank. I got this card for my 8th grade graduation when I was in 8th grade. Held on to it for years and then got it graded. Now it does have the little print mark right there. There's a few print marks, but overall centering is pretty good. And just really happy that I held on to this Hank over all those years. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Keep collecting, and Hobbypalooza, here we come. Keep collecting.